Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content for today to start your week off right is the Michigan legislature is drunk with power. Now, that's not surprising, considering Gretchen Whitmer now has both houses of the legislature. Elections do indeed have consequences. But I'm going to walk you through everything that they're asking for and how much they're asking for may actually be their undoing. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn that notification bell on. We need as many of you as possible to get in the fold with us so we can pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. Now, the content today is brought to you by LAS Concealment, and if you're in the market for a holster for your favorite freedom tool, they're worth a look. These holsters are made out of Kydex. They are form-fitted to every single said freedom tool. They are tested inside and out for inside the waistband, outside the waistband, multiple patterns, and tested by the highest level of special forces available. This is something that you might want to check out if you're in the market, and there's a link down in the description box below, and thank you so much to LAS Concealment for making this content possible. But my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, we've got to dive into Michigan because Michigan is a special case. Michigan is a place where the Republicans had prior contained or controlled both levels of the legislatures. Well, now the Democrats took it in a clean sweep, the first time in 40 years, and they are drunk with power and gun rights are on the menu. Check this out. Let's get it. Oh, this is something that we're going to see. Gun bills coming in Michigan after second school situation. We know all about the school situations and we know all about the details around it, but they're using the situation to further their agenda, which they've had on the books for 15 months. Check this out. The mass situation has pushed Michigan Democrats, who already plan to prioritize changes to gun laws, into action. Democrats are expected to bring a sweeping 11-bill gun safety package before the Michigan legislature this week, emboldened by their sweeping victories in statewide elections in November that gave them legislative control. Again, elections have consequences. Responding to two mass situations in 15 months, the party's leaders say it is only the beginning of gun reform in their state. Well, I wonder what that means. Well, his is pretty clear. Check this out. Quote, "Nothing is off the table," said Democratic State Senator Rosemary Byer, who leads the Firearms Safety Caucus. Quote, "But every state has a culture, so I think we're going to try to be conscious of Michigan and how we do things." Really? Does nothing's off the table sounds like you're going to be conscious to a culture? No, it sounds like you're going to be conscious to an ideological purity. But, let's just keep going. I'm sure there's something I'm missing in all the things they're proposing right now. The package aims to establish safe storage laws, universal background checks, and extreme risk protection orders, also known as red flag laws. Lawmakers will consider the package less than 3 years after protesters armed with guns entered the State House. I'm sure that's the same people who abducted Gretchen Whitmer. Anyway, let's keep going. Focusing on these important things here, because these are like the mainstay. This is the bare minimum that Democrats are going to want in their state legislature when they have control. Establishing safe storage laws, that's like New Mexico and California. You're talking about universal background checks, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, California, and extreme risk protection orders, also known as red flag laws. Same states in question. Not to mention the fact that red flag laws are dramatically unconstitutional in multiple different avenues. Safe storage laws are unenforceable without a national registry or a statewide registry, and universal background checks are also not possible without a statewide registry and permit system. They failed to mention that, didn't they? But let's keep going because there's lots more things, and this is eventually where we're going to win because they're pushing these things so hard. Much of the package was crafted by Democrats nearly 15 months ago, following a shooting at Oxford High School that left 4 students dead and 7 others injured. The bills saw little movement with Republicans controlling the House and Senate because it's not the gun's fault or the rights of the population of Michigan for that to happen. It's a terrible incident, but that doesn't mean you infringe upon everyone else's rights because of one criminal act, which is terrible, by the way. But now, with Democrats in full control of state government for the first time in decades, the bills quickly came before the House and Senate committees earlier this month. That's what we're facing, and they've passed, in some cases, the House. This is going to be something damaging to Michigan's gun control, or gun rights. Some way, some form, they're going to get something here. But how far they go is up to the voters of Michigan. Mass situations across the U.S. in recent years seem to have widened the political divide on gun ownership. This is important. In Democratic-led states with restrictive gun laws, elected officials have responded to home state tragedies by enacting and proposing even more limits on guns. In many states with Republican-led legislatures, the shootings appear unlikely to prompt any new restrictions this year, reflecting a belief that violent people, not their possession of weapons, is the problem. Now, which of those two approaches do you think makes the most sense? Exactly. It's about the criminal. It's about the violent person using a weapon. It's not about the weapon's existence. That's the key. You don't hear them saying that cars are the ultimate example of freedom that's being used in a negative way when DUIs are involved, or DWIs, to be perfectly appropriate, or when speeding tickets are involved. They don't blame alcohol when DUIs are involved, but for some reason, because guns exist, it's the fault. But alcohol exists, it's not alcohol's fault. You can do this all day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.